are many measures of success and failure, but two to measure them by all accounts. Ryan, Wilson, Emory Hunt here to talk winners and losers from Week 12. Let's start in the positive, gentlemen. Emory, your biggest winner is who?
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, because they've made a lot of headway in that NFC South division. Even though they're a game behind Atlanta and lost to Atlanta twice, they are still, in my opinion, the best team in that division. Baker Mayfield is playing probably his best football. I thought he played his complete game as a pro with Tampa Bay. They're balanced on offense. They can run the football. And what stood out to me the most about this particular game, this was a team that they should have dominated, and they did exactly that. So that tells you they can go and do what they're supposed to do, so now they can go do what they have to do against better teams.
Ryan, your biggest winner coming out of here as we see Tampa Bay obviously making some moves even in the absence of their stars on the outside.
Yeah, this feels like the AFC's version of Tampa Bay and the Miami Dolphins. And I said it earlier, and I'll say it again. I'm going to keep saying it until I'm proven otherwise. Tua Tagovailoa might be the most important person for his team when he's healthy, because they look completely different when he's able to run that offense the way Mike McDaniel wants them to run it. And I think they have a chance at 5-6 to sneak their way into the playoffs. We talked previously about the obstacle being the Denver Broncos, who are playing some pretty inspired football right now as well. But I think the Miami Dolphins, had Tua not gotten hurt, they're already on the inside looking out. Unfortunately, they're one spot out. Next up at Green Bay, we'll see who Jordan Love is to make you feel better or worse about that, Joey. Then they play the Jets at Houston, also winnable games there. So I think that the way they played today, convincing victory over an undermanned Patriots teams perhaps. I'm incredibly excited about what Tua brings to this offense when he's healthy.
This season, we'll be handing out an MVP, an OPOY, and an MIP. We are coining the MIP, most important player. Tua Tagovailoa, hard to argue his importance to that offense and that team, as they appear to have that arrow pointed back up and possibly pointed towards the playoffs. Not all sunshine and rainbows. Your biggest loser, Emory Hunt.
Well, as you guys may know out there in TV land, I like to draw from previous situations and compare it to current situations. When we look at the Washington Commanders, right? And here's the difference between college and pro. You have nothing to do all day but focus on football as a pro. So we're seeing the adjustments that are being made offensively to the Washington Commanders offense, because they are starting to figure things out from a Cliff Kingsbury perspective. And now we're starting to see minimal big plays, minimal opportunities to run the football, and they look inconsistent on offense. And because of that, they're sliding down on this 3-game losing streak, and now will put themselves in position to fight for that 7th seed.
Yeah, that read option game that's made Jaden Daniels such a dual threat still appears to be there. Did get to the end zone twice by that form, but hasn't had the pass off of the option that we saw earlier on, the intermediate stuff that he was throwing on time with such accuracy and such efficiency. We'll see how it looks in the weeks to come, but a big loss here and now a losing streak for those Washington Commanders. Your biggest loser, Ryan.
Musso, this is my paper. Emory has cheated off of it because
I wrote this in the first half.
You're playing tic-tac-toe on that.
I had the Commanders. That's how the offense looks for the Washington Commanders, by the way. Eeny, meeny, mighty, mo, let's hope. And by the way, we've talked about Cliff Kingsbury, whether he fades down the stretch. He nor Jaden Daniels are kicking the ball here. Yeah. So that also has something to do with it. But they are disappointing because they have now lost 3 in a row. They are now 7-5. And the Arizona Cardinals, Los Angeles Rams, and to a lesser degree the 49ers, but certainly Tampa Bay Buccaneers are breathing down their neck. So that's a concern. The hot start, and we work in a business where every 3 or 4 weeks we have to change our opinions. Jaden Daniels was the toast of the town for the first month and a half of the season. Better than C.J. Stroud was a year ago. Maybe that's not the case. Whether it's C.J., whether it's Jaden, whether it's Cliff Kingsbury or something in between, they got to figure this out, because they've gone from a team that has a chance to win that division to a team that might be sitting at home when January gets here.
And you know what's fascinating, and we're not talking about...
You cheat off my paper? What else is fascinating?
Well, see, I have added notes, and one of the added notes is context. This is all context. And the biggest context is when we were watching those Washington games early in the season, we were blinded by Jaden Daniels. We're talking about how great they're playing, but man, they're playing live and die moments every week, right? How many games?
Some crazy finishes.
Some crazy finishes. And so now they're having to play complete games, and that's where they're starting to struggle. So they don't have the wild finishes like we've seen earlier in the year, and that ties to with them not being able to close out games and lose those games. The defense is playing solid, but now it's the offense that is being the butt of the joke.
Yeah, if you're going to be in those games, some are going to go your way, some are not. Taking a look here at these last 3 weeks by the numbers for Jaden Daniels, 0-3, 62%, down from that 72% completion percentage. You want to even dial into those first 4 weeks. We were looking at 80s. Daniels, some tape out and some struggles recently for this offense. Now, did snap into shape down the stretch to get his team a chance in Week 12? Not playing for a chance, you're playing for a win. All right, We love to say it. We love to play it. Time for That's My Guy, giving out a game ball. Our favorite guy of the week, Ryan Wilson. You know you're my guy, so lead us off here. Who do you got?
I appreciate that, Joe, and I do this from a place of love, like as angry as you could do the Tommy DeVito. Baker Mayfield's my guy. Baker somehow explained that as paying homage to Tommy DeVito.
That was all love.
Right.
Could not have been more disrespectful. But either way, the way Baker Mayfield is playing, and I'm following up what Emory talked about earlier with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, is truly inspiring. Tommy DeVito, love or not, there it is. He is... I think he's leading the completion percentage. He's balling out. Touchdowns, he's balling out. He got Mike Evans back. That helps ball out. We know the run game has picked up with a three-headed monster they have there. So they're 11th as we sit here in the playoff race, 5 wins. They feel like a team that could make a move, especially as we talked about if the Commanders continue to slide. And they could leapfrog the 49ers, who feel dead in the water. We'll see what happens with the Rams. And the Cardinals lost again on Sunday. So I feel pretty good about a team in Tampa Bay that has won the division the last 3 years, I believe.
Yeah, we spent some time with Baker in Vegas at the Super Bowl a year ago, and it was a man who felt like he knew where he belonged. Had not inked his contract with Tampa Bay just yet. This was weeks before that, but he sounded so excited about his future there, and no negotiation was going to get in the way of that. And it doesn't seem like anything's going to get in the way of Baker Mayfield and this Bucs team right now. As you said, in the absence of some of those big pieces, not going to get Godwin back, but with Mike Evans back, looking a little bit more like a team that could find themselves in the playoffs. Emory Hunt, you're also my guy. You know that. Who's your guy?
Tua Tagovailoa, man. Like you said, most important player. That's exactly what he is, guys. Because 29 of 40, 317, 4 touchdown passes. The Miami Dolphins offense looks like the Miami Dolphins offense. And when he has gotten back in the fold, they have won games. 7 touchdowns, no interceptions, and it's efficiency, which allows everyone to do their job. Joe is a fantastic host, allows us to do our job. That's what quarterbacking is, and that's what Tua Tagovailoa is. He doesn't have the strongest arm, doesn't have the biggest, height. He's not the fastest guy. He has frosted tips. All of those things aside, like he is outstanding in distributing the football, and he makes everyone's job a lot easier. And when you have that level of speed amongst the skill players, good luck. We saw the Patriots today just kind of sit around and watch like, man, I can't catch him, and just let guys just run free. So Tua being the biggest reason why they're having success.
Closer to the level of play that we expect out of that offense, but it's almost a good thing. You haven't seen it click at its degree just yet, especially if they're going to make that final push towards the playoffs. I'm going to keep it on theme. I already said you guys are my guy, but I can't give you a game ball. You got to play by the rules here. I'm drafting my guy, my quarterback. The only thing that is keeping me sane as a fan of the Chicago Bears. Caleb Williams, that's my guy this week. You know why? Because of stuff like this. The reason you drafted him, throws that you can't draw up, stuff that you have a hard time thinking about. I've seen this young man lead a drive only to be dashed by a Hail Mary. I've seen this young man lead a drive only to be dashed by a blocked field goal. I saw this man drive twice down the field against a divisional foe to get his team into overtime. Now, it didn't go their way again, and the residual pain of those losses is adding up against this team, and still, number 18 is coming to play each and every week, each and every down, no matter how many times he's sacked. That's why Caleb Williams is my guy, and I'm excited about the future of the Chicago Bears. This young man on pace for 3,641 yards this season. That would be 197 short of the franchise record. Yes, a low bar in Chicago when it comes to quarterback play, but if you drafted him to be the future, I'd argue that the future is bright, and that's my guy.
1920. That's a long time.
It was Eric Kramer. That's disrespect. It was Eric Kramer.
Hey, he got to wear these uniforms. I think him wearing those uniforms look outstanding throwing the football.
Little extra juice for him?
Yeah.
Is that what you had? Well, any uniform. Caleb Williams is welcome on my roster. Appreciate it, fellas. As always, as we get you covered each and every day, each and every week, this league you love. No better place to cover it all than right here on CBS Sports HQ. News, highlights, scores, highlights, everything you need all in one place all the time. 24/7, 365. Join us right here on HQ.